cost of the project is a major concern, and it is inversely proportional to the project time. The variation is not linear. Normally, there is an optimum duration for a project for which the direct cost is minimum. So during this time, the resources are optimally used, and this duration of project is called as the normal duration. Uh, Another one, let me go to the figure. So in this figure, this figure represents the direct cost curve. So here in the means normal estimate or direct cost. So when we crash any activity, then direct cost increases. That's why, because we have to deploy more amount of resource in a particular short duration. Okay, मतलब कि अगर जैसे किसी एक वॉल का कंस्ट्रक्शन कराना है, तो अगर 10 लेबर एक ही दिन लगा दोगे तो एक दिन में बन जाएगा, ठीक है, या फिर 2 लेबर 4 दिन लगाओगे तो वो 4 दिन में बनेगा. So direct cost is associated with the direct resources, basically material, labor, plant and machinery. So this is the reason. That's why. Yes. So, and second is the indirect cost. So in this type of a cost, the means there are some operational costs involved in this, and every project incurs some expenditure in terms of overhead, administrative expenses, depreciation, lost profit, loss of revenue, penalty. These are the indirect costs. Okay. So, so for any project, the relationship between the direct costs and the project duration is look like, sorry, indirect cost and the duration is look like this. This is the linear one basically. As the time increases cumulatively, it is increasing with the time. Okay, due to due to several factors like rise in the uh, pay, or there may be lost, there is a loss in the profit or loss in the revenue or administrative expenses. These are increasing day by day as the time passes. This curve represents the direct and indirect cost in a single curve. So and there is a loss, when there is a loss in a loss, when there is a loss in a profit due to some penalty and due to delay or inability to meet demand, or a corresponding cost may be added to the cost of overhead, and such type of a loss is known as a outage loss. So here this one, this curve represents the outage cost. Next is total cost. So what is total cost? So the direct cost and indirect cost added together and constitute the total project cost. So here in this curve, you can see the total cost. So here you can see the y-axis represents the cost and x-axis represents the time. Okay, here the lower curve represents the direct cost, indirect cost, and upper curve represents the direct cost. So overall summation of these curves represent as a total cost, and there is a time at which there is an optimal duration and the optimal cost. Okay, So we can say that is the optimal time. Okay. So based on this curve, there are some type of a times and some type of a cost. So first is normal time, that is represented by the small tn. Okay. So it is the standard time that an estimator would allow usually for an activity, that is the normal time. Crash time, this is the minimum possible time in which an activity can be completed by employing extra resources, and crash time is that time beyond which the activity cannot be shortened by any amount of increase in a resources. Okay. Like if you consider the case of a concreting of a column, okay, or concreting of a slab, तो कितने नंबर्स ऑफ लेबर आप लगा दो, स्लैब एक दिन में बन जाएगी. उससे ज्यादा भी रिसोर्सेज लगाओगे तब भी स्लैब एक ही दिन में बनेगी, बट आपका कॉस्ट बढ़ जाएगा. तो दैट such type of time is the crash time. Normal cost, so this is an direct cost required for the completion of a activity in case of normal time duration. Crash cost is the direct cost corresponding to the completion of activity in crash time, and there is a cost slope. So cost slope is the slope of a direct cost, and approximate it is a straight line, and it is look like this one. Okay. So here in the y-axis it represents the cost, and x-axis represents the time. So at the time of a normal time, there is a some cost, that is normal cost. So this is lowest. This is low. Okay. At the time of crash, TC, जब हम एक्टिविटी टाइम को रिड्यूस करके क्रैश टाइम पे ले आएंगे, देन हमारा क्रैश कॉस्ट जो है वो बढ़ जाएगा. So when we reduce the time, the cost increases. When we increase the time, cost reduces. Okay. So our objective is to find out a optimal cost and optimal time in this curve. We have to find out the optimum cost and optimum time within this curve by crashing activity. Okay. So here in this, from this curve, the cost slope can be represented, can be find out using this formula. Cost slope is equal to crash cost minus normal cost divided by normal time minus crash time. Or in short term, you can write like this, that CS is equal to CC minus CN upon TN minus TC, or delta C by delta T. So delta C is the increase in the cost, and delta T is the decrease in the time. Okay. So here, so this is the time cost trade-off relationship. So we assume that cost of executing an activity Ij increases linearly with decrease in the duration shown in this figure, and such a curve is called the cost time trade-off curve, and it habitates the relation between the increase in a cost and decrease in a time. Okay, and sometime the trade-off curve is not linear, and such type of figure means it's like a, this is non-linear type of a trade-off cost. Okay, now next is to what are the different steps which we should use to optimize the cost. So here these are the steps which we have to follow to optimize the cost. So first is what we do in that. Basically, we analyze the past record and determine the direct cost versus time relationship for various activities. Okay, and second, the cost flow for different activities are calculated and are arranged in a ascending order. Third is we have to compute the direct cost for the network with the normal duration of activities. Fourth is the activities in a critical path are crashed as per the ranking starting from the critical activities having the least cost slopes. Sixth is the parallel non-critical activities are crashed and may become the critical by the reduction of a critical path duration due to crashing in a previous steps. Seventh step is the crashing is continued till a stage is reached beyond which no further crashing is possible. Eighth is at every stage of a crashing, calculate the total project cost by adding direct and indirect cost. Ninth is a total cost duration curve is plotted. And 10th is optimal duration corresponding to least project cost is obtained. Okay. So these steps we follow. Now let us understand the project crashing concept. Basically हम लोग इसको project crashing भी बोलते हैं और crashing of project बोलते हैं. So let us see that how we can perform. So let me share my screen to you. Screen is visible or not? Class?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we are taking a problem. Okay. So forget about this one, and concentrate on the here. So in this crashing of a project, there this table is given to you. here in this table, activities are given to you. The activities are like 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 2 and 4, 3 and 4, and 4 and 5. These activities are visible. Let me zoom it for you. Okay. No, it is much better, I think. So here the corresponding normal time is given here, that is 9, 8, 15, 5, 10 and 2. And crash time is also given there, that is represented by TC, that is 6, 5, 10, 3, 6 and 1. Their corresponding normal cost is also given, that is CN. Okay, that is 640, 500, 400, 100, 200 and 100. Okay, also the crash cost is given, that is 700, 575, 550, 120, 260 and 140. Okay, now once this table is given to you, so generally in the examination this much information is given to you. Okay, so here also, and it is additional information, the overhead cost is also given, that is 60 rupees per day. Okay, now what you do for such type of problem, you have to find out the value of a cost slope, that is CS. And I have already told you how to find out. CS is equal to delta C by delta T. Okay, so that you have find out, that is so that comes to 20, 25, 30, 10, 15 and 40. Okay, so ये कैसे कैसे निकलेगा, so delta C will be 700 minus 640 divided by 9 minus 6. Okay, so once you solve it, that comes to 20. Okay, now based on this you have to draw the network diagram. Okay, so in the network diagram you've seen that activity 1, 2, activity 2, 3 and 4 are connected with the 2, 3 and 4 node are connected with the node 1. So 1 goes to 2, 1 goes to 4, 1 goes to 3, and after that 2 is connected to 4, 3 is connected to 4. So 2 connected to 4, 3 is connected to 4, and the last 4 is connected to 5. So 4 is connected to 5. Okay, so what we means to solve such type of the problem, you have to draw the network diagram with the proper space. मतलब इस तरीके से ड्रॉ करेंगे कि उसमें हमारे पास कुछ लिखने की जगह बची रहे. Okay, now come to here. Let me, so that you can able to compare. Okay, so now what you have to do, you have to draw the various path. Okay, for the completion of activity. So here you can see the paths are like 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5 and 1, 3, 4, 5. These paths are available to us. So what you do, you will simply write those paths 1, 245, 145 and 1345. Okay. Now what you do? You will correspondingly you will write the normal project duration. Okay. So normal project duration is 16, 17 and 20 for this one. So that's why that is because 1 to 2 is taking the 9 duration, 2 to 4 taking 5 and 4 to 5 taking 2. So overall summation is 16. For second path, 1 to 4, 4 to 5, it takes 17 normal project duration. For third path, that is 1 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 5, it takes 20 project duration. Okay. So once you have calculated the normal project duration, मतलब प्रोजेक्ट नॉर्मली कितने डेज में होगा वो आपने कैलकुलेट कर लिया. On the basis of this, you have to find out the critical path. So basically critical path is that which takes the longest time. Okay. So here is 20. The critical path is 20 here. Now, and along with this, you have to calculate the critical time. Along with the ये normal project time है, ये critical time है. तो critical time भी हर एक activity, हर एक path का आप find out करेंगे. So that comes to 10, 11 and 12. How is it come? So for this is 6, 3 plus 1, that comes to 10. Again is 10 plus 1, so that will comes to 11, and 5 plus 6 plus 1, that comes to 12. So corresponding values are 10, 11 and 12. Okay. Is it clear? यहाँ तक क्लियर हो रहा है आपको? Class, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now, so once we know that we have we can crash the activity. तो एक्टिविटी मैक्सिमम कितनी क्रैश कर सकते हैं? तो उसमें भी हम लोग जो है क्रिटिकल वाला जो हाईएस्ट वैल्यू होगी उसी को लेंगे हम लोग, लोवेस्ट को नहीं लेंगे, क्योंकि क्रिटिकल पाथ और ये जो क्रिटिकल टाइम है दैट कैन बी कम एट एनी लेवल. यहाँ पर भी हो सकता है, यहाँ पर भी हो सकता है और यहाँ पर भी हो सकता है. सो द प्रोजेक्ट ड्यूरेशन इज 20 and the activities can be crashed up to 12 days. Okay. Now come to the total normal means total normal cost. So total normal cost के लिए क्या हम लोग क्या करेंगे? ये हमारा this is our normal cost here. So we do the summation of all this normal cost. So that comes to 1940. Okay. Now, so total normal cost is 1940 plus crash cost plus overhead charges, because your project is taking you 20 days. So overhead cost I have already written here. The overhead cost is 60 rupees per day. So correspondingly, the total normal cost will be comes to 3140. Let me correct 13140. Now it is more clear. So अब ये हो गया कि this is the normal cost of the project when the project is going for 20 days. Okay. Now we move towards the first crashing. Okay. So what we do for the first crashing, we will take the critical path. Okay, so in the previous path we have calculated the normal project duration, and according to that the critical path comes the C path, जो हमारा C नंबर पे जो आया था path, that is the critical path. So we have taken 1, 3, 3, 4 and 4, 5 path. Corresponding critical activities are 1, 3, 3, 4 and 4, 5. Okay. Now we will write corresponding cost slope value below these activities. जो cost slope की value हमने इधर निकाली है यहाँ पे, वो हम यहाँ पे लिख देंगे. So for activity 1-3 the cost slope value is 25. For activities 3 and 4 cost slope value is 15. For activity 4 and 5 the cost slope of the activity is 40, जो कि हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे निकाली हुई है. यहाँ पे we have already obtained these value here. Okay, so now so what we do, we will take the lowest cost slope. इस ये जो हमारा critical path था, इसमें हम लोग we will take the lowest cost slope in this. So we will concentrate on activity 3, 4. Okay, so now the question arises, how much time of a duration we can crash the activity. Okay, so here activity 3, 4 can be crashed by 3 days, but how this 3 comes? So what we do, we will go here, हम लोग यहाँ जाएंगे project duration पे, and here we see that if we crash the path C more than 3 days, then what happens, अगर ये 3 दिन क्रैश हो जाएगा तो ये 20 से घट के 16 आ जाएगा. Okay, means if we crash it by 14 days, so it comes to 16, and at that time these path will be disturbed. Okay, ये जो है इसमें से ये एक्टिविटी कुछ क्रिटिकल में चेंज हो जाएंगी. तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, फर्स्ट वी ट्राई टू दैट एक्टिविटी एज मच पॉसिबल that will affect the other activities. मतलब कि हम लोग क्रिटिकल पाथ को उतना ही क्रैश करेंगे जितना क्रैश करने से हमारी दूसरी एक्टिविटीज इफेक्ट ना हो. ओके, so in that case the possibility is 17, 20 minus 17, that is 3. and हम लोग ये भी देखेंगे कि 3 days हम क्रैश कर रहे हैं तो 3 days की पॉसिबिलिटी हमारे पास है या नहीं है. So activity 3, 4 is here. So in this activity 3, 4 we have normal time is 10 and crash time is 6, and this is the cost loop. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, when we draw the network we will write the normal time, crash time and the corresponding cost loop value, so that it will give us the information that कि हमको real time information मिलती रहे. So we will crash the activity 3, 4 by 3 days. Okay, तो ये information हमको मिल गई. So when we crash the 3 time, then the new cost will be the previous cost plus crash cost minus overhead cost. Okay, अब previous cost तो ठीक है, जो लगेगी वो लगेगी. क्रैश कॉस्ट क्यों ऐड हो रही है, क्योंकि हम लोग क्रैश करने के लिए एडिशनल रिसोर्सेज लगाएंगे, और वो एडिशनल रिसोर्सेज होंगे, वो हमारा जो कॉस्ट स्लोप जो है वो हमारा बता रहा है कि कितने एडिशनल रिसोर्सेज एज अ पर डे वी हैव टू अप्लाई. ओके, so that is so this comes to this one. So here we will crashing by 3 days. So here this is one, this one is 3. Crash cost because the cost slope is 15, so 3 multiplied by 15 minus overhead cost. So we okay, so we are crashing it by, okay, it is wrong, it will be 60 multiplied by 3. Okay, overhead cost will be deduct because you are crashing. 3 दिन जब घटा देंगे तो 3 दिन की overhead cost भी घट जाएगी. So in that case 3140 plus 3 into 15 minus 3 into 60. So this comes to 3005 rupees. Okay, so after that you will also find out the duration. So this duration comes the 20 minus 3, that becomes the 17. So this is the end of a first crashing. Okay, is it clear to all? If you have any question you can ask. Class, please respond yes, no. Have you any question? Or is it clear completely? Okay, so you have no question, that means it is clear to you. Okay, so now after the first crashing we will go to the second crashing. So before going to that we will prepare a table here, and after the first crashing the duration, project durations become changed because the activity 3-4 is being crashed by 3 days. So this duration becomes to change to 17. ओके, एंड रेस्ट 3-4 बाकी किसी एक्टिविटी पाथ में नहीं है, सो दैट रिमेन्स द सेम. सो 16, 17 and 17, and correspondingly because you have crashed it, so now you have crashed, so this 6 becomes the 3 days जो है आपने क्रैश कर दिया था. तो अब ये हमारे पास जो है केवल यहाँ पे क्रैश करने का जो स्कोप बचा है, दैट becomes the 7. Okay, so you will write that here. Okay, तो अब आपके पास बचा है 7 और 6 का स्कोप, मतलब 1 आपको बचा है केवल. So in the second crashing you have to take the critical path. So in this situation the critical paths are 17 and 17, means path B and path C. Okay, so here in path B and path C, the path B is basically 1, 4, 5 and 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay, corresponding critical activities are 1, 4, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5 and 3, 4. जो दोनों पाथ है उनकी एक्टिविटीज को हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे लिख लिया है. एंड करस्पॉन्डिंग कॉस्ट स्लोप इज ऑल्सो ऑन द बिलो ऑफ दैट. ओके, सो अब इस केस में अगर हम पहले वाला मेथड लगाएंगे तो हमें लोएस्ट कॉस्ट स्लोप लेना चाहिए. तो लोएस्ट कॉस्ट स्लोप तो यहाँ पे 20 ये आ रहा है 3-4 का, दैट इज 15. बट द प्रॉब्लम इज देयर, here you are taking two number, दो पाथ ले रहे हैं, पाथ B और पाथ C. okay, so what you do, so in that case you will make the combinations. ठीक है, हम लोग कॉम्बिनेशन बनाने की कोशिश करते हैं इसमें. so here 3 combinations comes. पहला तो ये कि एक्टिविटी 4-5 is common between these paths. So we will write that 3, 4, 5 is 40. Okay. दूसरा combination होगा that comes the 1, 4 and 1, 3. So you will write that, और corresponding जो उसका cost slope होगा वो 55 होगा. 1, 4 that is 30 and 1, 3 that is 25. So that comes the 55. Okay. Third path होगा that is 1, 4 and 3, 4. Okay. And corresponding cost slope value is 45. So 1, 4 is basically 30 and 3, 4 is 15. So 30 plus 15 is equal to 45. Okay. So now these combinations are available to you. So among these, you will choose the lowest one. Okay. So in that case, you will crash the activity 4, 5. Okay. Now, main thing is that how much you can crash it. So for that, again, you have go to the path. तो यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे एक्टिविटी 4, 5 is having a crash of availability only 1. This 2 is a normal and 1 is a crash. So you can crash it by only 1 day. Okay. So 1 day crash कर देंगे. So 1 day crash किया. So that in that case, the new cost will be previous cost plus crash cost minus overhead cost. Okay. So previous cost जो आई थी वो हमारी आई थी that comes the 3005. ये आई थी previous cost हमारी. ठीक है. क्रैश कॉस्ट 1 into 40, क्योंकि एक दिन के लिए कर रहे हैं और 40 हमारा कॉस्ट स्लोप आया है. ओवरहेड कॉस्ट 1, एक दिन 1 day is reduced there, so 1 into 60. So overhead cost 1 day reduce हो गई यहाँ पे. Now you will calculate the new cost comes to 2985 and the duration comes to this one. D is equal to 17 minus 1 16. अब इसके करस्पॉन्डिंग जो सेकंड क्रॉस में हम लोगों ने जो किया उसकी वजह से हमारे जो ड्यूरेशन है उसमें जो टाइम आएगा उसको हम लिखेंगे. तो सेकंड जो था उसमें पाथ में आपने 4, 5 को क्रैश किया था. तो अब ये देखेंगे कि 4, 5 किस किस एक्टिविटीज में है. तो 4, 5 इज इन पाथ 1, पाथ ए, पाथ बी और पाथ सी. इन तीनों पाथ में एक्टिविटी 4, 5 है और वो एक एक दिन कम हो रही है. सो करस्पॉन्डिंग जो आपकी सेकेंड क्रैश वैल्यू डेज हैं उसमें एक एक दिन कम हो जाएगा. सो इट बिकम्स द 15, 16 एंड 16. ओके. तो यहां तक क्लियर होगा आपको. क्लियर है ना? यस स्टूडेंट प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड यस नो. स्टूडेंट्स
Yes, sir.
okay. Now after the second crashing we have the scope up to 12 days. 12 मतलब हम 20 दिन की एक्टिविटी को 12 दिन तक क्रैश कर सकते हैं. मींस वी कैन क्रैश दी 20-day project up to 12 days. So we will continue the crashing process. So here comes the third crashing. So third crashing में again we will select the path depend upon the criticality. So we have seen that path B and C are still critical. जो path B और path C हैं वो अभी भी critical हैं क्योंकि हमारा एक्टिविटी ड्यूरेशन जो है उसमें ज्यादा है. तो अब हम क्या करेंगे, फिर से उन पाथ को सेलेक्ट कर लेंगे. सो पाथ 1, 4, 5 एंड पाथ 1, 3, 4, 5 इज selected. Okay, so करस्पॉन्डिंग हम लोग उनको लिख लेंगे और उनकी क्रिटिकल एक्टिविटीज को भी हम लोग लिख लेंगे. सो दैट कम्स 1, 4, 4, 5 and 1, 3, 3, 4 and 4, 5. Okay, now we already know that activity 4, 5 is crashed up to its maximum extent. मतलब 4, 5 जो है ऑलरेडी क्रैश कर चुके हैं जितना कर सकते थे. So we will cross these activities. मतलब we will not consider these activity in the crashing process. Okay. Now we have remained with the activity 1, 4, 1, 3 and 3, 4. Okay. So we will try to make the combination between these activities. ठीक है, दो पाथ है, इनकी एक्टिविटीज के बीच में कॉम्बिनेशन बनाना है. So first combination will be 1, 4 and 1, 3. अब 1, 4 और 1, 3 का जो कॉस्ट स्लोप है वो हम यहाँ पे हमने लिखा होता तो हम इसको जोड़ेंगे तो दैट कम्स टू 55. That is the summation of cost slope of 1, 4 and 1, 3. Okay. Second combination which we can make, that is 1, 4 and 3, 4. Okay. So this is 1, 4 and 3, 4. And the summation of cost slope is 45. Okay. Now we have to choose that how much we can crash is. So 1, 4 और 3, 4 को हम कितना क्रैश कर सकते हैं इसको अब हमें देखना पड़ेगा. So हमने ये जो क्रैश कर दिया था, अब हमारे पास ये 1, 1 बचा था. So अब हमारे पास जो पाथ बचा है वो बचा है 1, 4 और 3, 4. So here comes 1, 4 and 3, 4. Okay. So 1, 4 और 3, 4 में देखेंगे हम लोग. So 1, 4 यहाँ पे we have a scope of a 5-day crashing. मतलब नॉर्मल 15 है, क्रैशिंग 10 है. नॉर्मल इज 15, क्रैशिंग इज 10. Here we have the scope of 1 day. नॉर्मल इज 7 and क्रैशिंग इज 6 बिकॉज 3 हम ऑलरेडी क्रैश कर चुके हैं इसका. ठीक है. So what we do, क्योंकि हमारे ये दोनों पाथ कॉम्बिनेशन है ये हमारा इसमें, तो कॉम्बिनेशन में क्या करते हैं कि जितना जो मतलब जितनी मैक्स जो लोवेस्ट अवेलेबिलिटी होती है क्रैशिंग की उसको चूज करते हैं. मतलब कि अगर हम 5 दिन यहाँ क्रैश कर देंगे तो इसमें तो हमारे पास स्कोप ही नहीं है 5 दिन क्रैश करने का. ओके, मींस if we crash here by 5 days, we don't have the scope here. We have the scope of only 1 day to crash here. So what we do, we will crash it by 1 day. तो हम इस एक्टिविटी को भी एक दिन के लिए क्रैश करेंगे और इस एक्टिविटी को भी एक दिन के लिए क्रैश करेंगे. Okay. So here comes the activity 1, 4 and 3, 4 is crashed by 1 day. Again, formula new cost is equal to previous cost plus crash cost minus overhead cost. So previous cost that was 2985. Crash cost, it is crashed by 1 day. Cost slope is there 45. ओवरहेड कॉस्ट इट इज क्रैश बाय 1 डे, सो 60 into 1, तो मैंने लिखा नहीं, तो that is being corrected. Now it comes to 2970. Okay, and the duration comes 16 minus 1, that becomes 15. Okay, तो अब जो है now it becomes 6 and 6. ठीक है, ये जो है वो 6 हो गया, और ये हमारा हो गया 14 हो गया, और ये 10 हो गया. ओके, 14 and 10. Now at the third crashing, again in the time table, what you do, you have to write it. So you have crashed the activity 3, 4 and 1, 4. Okay, so दोनों में एक एक दिन कम हो गया, so this 16 becomes to 15 and this 16 becomes to 15. Okay, so means at the stage of third crashing, all the activities become critical. जब हम लोगों ने थर्ड क्रैशिंग करी तो सारी एक्टिविटीज क्रिटिकल हो गए, तब 15 डेज पे आ गए. ओके, तो हम लोग रुकेंगे नहीं यहाँ पे इस स्टेप पे, क्योंकि बिकॉज वी विल नॉट स्टॉप हियर, बिकॉज वी हैव अ स्कोप टू क्रैश अप टू द 12 डेज, सो वी विल प्रोसीड फर्दर. अगेन come to fourth crashing. So for the fourth crashing, all our activities, all our path becomes critical. 1 2 4 1 2 4 5 1 4 5 and 1 3 4 5, these become critical. Okay, so once they are critical, then we will write the activities related to their. So हमने लिख ली 1 2 2 4 3 4 from the path A, 1 4 4 5 path B से, और 1 3 3 4 4 5 path C से. So now we will check here कि which of the activities are crashed up to their maximum extent. Okay, so 4 5 ऑलरेडी अपने मैक्सिमम लिमिट तक क्रैश हो चुका था. 3 4 भी हमने थर्ड क्रैश में मैक्सिमम एक्सटेंट तक क्रैश कर दिया, तो वो कट जाएगा. तो we will not consider these activities in crashing. Okay, हम इनको क्रैशिंग में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कराएंगे. We will not allow them to participate in a crashing. So the remaining activities are 1 2 2 4 1 4 and 1 3. So what we do, we will try to make the combination based on these available activities. So first combination comes 1 2 1 4 and 1 3, and corresponding cost slope of, जो cost slope है उसका summation, this is the summation of cost slope. इनके cost slope को जोड़ के हम लिख देंगे. ये तो हमारा पहला कॉम्बिनेशन हो गया. सेकेंड कॉम्बिनेशन 2 4 1 4 1 3, ये हो गया. अब इसके अलावा तो कोई कॉम्बिनेशन बन नहीं सकता है. ठीक है, ये दो कॉम्बिनेशन हमारे बन गए, और बाकी इनको पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करा, इसलिए देयर इज नो चांस ऑफ अदर कॉम्बिनेशन. करस्पॉन्डिंग cost summation of cost slope you will find out. So here comes to 75 and 65. अब जो मिनिमम है उसको हम लोग सेलेक्ट कर लेंगे. So 65 we will choose. Okay, now अब एक्टिविटीज को क्रैश कराना है हमको, तो कितने दिन क्रैश कराएं, that we have to decide that how much we can crash it. So हम लोग ने चूज की है एक्टिविटी, वी हैव चूजन द एक्टिविटी 2 4 1 4 and 1 3. तो दोबारा नेटवर्क पे आते हैं. 2 4 2 4 1 4 and 1 3. ओके, तो यहाँ पे here we will see we have a scope of 3 days here, 2 days here and 3 days here. 3 और 2 का स्कोप है हमारे पास में। तो मैक्सिमम जो मिनिमम स्कोप है वो 2 का ही है, क्योंकि अगर हमने 3 से कराया तो ये वाली तो एक्टिविटी खराब हो जाएगी हमारी, मतलब क्रैश से भी नीचे चली जाएगी, तो इसलिए वी विल नॉट क्रैश इट बाय 3। तो जितनी पॉसिबिलिटी है उतना ही क्रैश कराएंगे, और चूंकि बिकॉज देयर इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन, सो वी विल क्रैश ऑल द एक्टिविटी इन द कॉम्बिनेशन बाय दैट मच नंबर ऑफ डे। तो यहाँ पे 2 दिन का स्कोप था हमारे पास में, हम 2 दिन एक्टिविटी क्रैश करा देते हैं यहाँ पे। सो एक्टिविटी 2-4, 1-4 and 1-3 crashed by 2 days. Okay, so 2 days क्रैश कराया हम लोगों ने। अगेन प्रीवियस कॉस्ट 2970 ऑलरेडी ऑब्टेन्ड, क्रैश बाय 2 days, सो रिगार्ड करस्पॉन्डिंग कॉस्ट स्लोप तो वो तो जुड़ जाएगा क्योंकि क्रैशिंग कॉस्ट हमारी लग रही है। तो 2 into 65 माइनस 2 दिन क्रैश कराएंगे तो ओवरहेड चार्जेस घट जाएंगे हमारे, तो 2 into 60, so here comes 2980। so अब ऐसा अगर हो गया, so the duration will be 15 minus 2, क्योंकि पहले 15 था, अब उसमें से 2 दिन और घट गया, so that becomes 13। so प्रीवियस पाथ में हम लोगों ने देखा कि फोर्थ क्रैशिंग में सब ऑल दी पाथ बिकम्स क्रिटिकल एंड बिकम्स 13। ओके, सो नाउ अभी भी हमारे पास एक दिन क्रैश कराने का स्कोप बचा है ना। 13 तक क्रैश करा दिया, मैक्सिमम वी विल क्रैश बाय 12 days, so we have a scope of a 1 day to crash। so again all the paths are criticals, again we take all the paths 1 2 4 5 1 4 5 and 1 3 4 5। we will write down the corresponding activities 1 2 2 4 4 5 1 4 4 5 1 3 3 4 4 5, इनको हमने लिख लिया। and we know 4 5 fully crashed, 3 4 fully crashed, 4 5 fully crashed, तो ये 4 5 तो सब कट जाएगा, 3 4 भी fully crash हो गया, 3 4 भी हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे ये क्रैश करा दिया था, so it becomes 3 3 and this become 8 6 and it becomes 7 5। okay, तो ये क्रैश करा, अब हम क्या करेंगे, we will try to make the combination। so combination is 1 2 1 4 and 1 3। so means we have no any other combination। अब इसके अलावा कोई कॉम्बिनेशन बचा ही नहीं है, क्योंकि rest of other activities are not participating in the crashing। so what we do, we will combine, we will make the combination, we will find out the cost slope। so here the cost slopes comes the to the 75। okay, this comes to 75 and activity 1 2 1 4 and 1 3 crashed by 1 day, क्योंकि एक ही दिन हमारे पास स्कोप बचा था, so we will crash it by the 1 day and we will also check it by the diagram 1 4 1 2 1 4 and 1 3। so it is 1 2 1 4 and 1 3। so here we will see there is a, here the scope of 2 days, here the scope of 2 days, but here the scope of only 1 day। एक ही दिन का स्कोप नहीं, यहाँ पर भी स्कोप है, बट वी कैन क्रैश इट अप टू 12। तो एक ही दिन का स्कोप बचा है हमारे पास में। सो व्हाट वी डू, वी विल क्रैश इट बाय 1 day। so once we crash it by 1 day, new cost will be previous cost plus crash cost minus overhead cost, so that becomes 2995। okay, Now it is visible to you. Okay, so the duration becomes 13 minus 1 is equal to 12. Okay, तो हम लोगों ने लिख दिया here we have written that at the 5th crashing the value becomes 12, 12 and 12. So all of the path crashed up to their maximum extent. ठीक है, तो मैक्सिमम एक्सटेंट तक क्रैश हो गए, तो अब क्या करेंगे? We will prepare a table where we will write the duration and corresponding cost जो कि हम लोगों ने क्रैशिंग से निकाली, and we will draw a curve, and from this curve it is clear the optimum cost is 2970 and optimum duration is the 15 days. Okay, is it clear to all? Let me stop this sharing this one. Yes, students, have you any question? Students, have you any question? You can ask your question either in English or Hindi. Okay, you have not any question, so let's proceed further. So next is the resource allocation through network technique. Okay, so basically a resource is a physical variable such as man, power, material, money, equipment, time, and these resources we required for the completion of project. And while preparing the network diagram, we concentrated mainly on the technological constraints, and that is like for like and assume that resources are unlimited. Okay, further the resources can be mobilized on demand anytime when we required them, although such ideal condition may prevail in some exceptional project. In most of the real life projects we face the resource constraints, and in the real life situation the activity start times not only have to deal with the technological constraints in the form of their precedence relationship, but also face the challenges of resource availability constraints. So we have limited quantity of resources at our disposal. So for the planning of activities has to account for the different constraints that may be imposed on the availability of any of these resources. And we have to also ensure that sudden changes in the requirement of these should be avoided. So the effort has to made to ensure that resources are allocated to activities in a manner that any changes in demand are gradual to the extent possible and the available resources are optimally used. So, to complete any project on the time and with the estimated cost, proper utilization of resources is very much important, and without the sufficient number of resources, work cannot be proceed as per the time duration or as per the planning. Assigning the resources along the various activities in appropriate quantity or number is called as resource allocation. So resource allocation can be done by the two ways. First is the resource smoothing. So what is resource smoothing? When the duration of completion of the project is constrained, then resource smoothing should be applied without changing the total project duration. Okay, means when we have the fixed time to complete the project, the period of the minimum demand for the resources are allocated and the activities thus are shifted the intelligent according utilization to the float to float availability, and they can smoothen the requirement, the demand of the resources and resources to the maximum possible extent. This type of resource allocation is called resource smoothing. So we will see the resource smoothing with an example. Second is the resource leveling. So what is resource leveling? In the resource leveling, the constraint is the resource availability. The project duration is extend to the minimum possible time such that the demand activity actually agrees with the availability of the resources. And whenever the availability of resources become less, then its requirement, the only alternative is to delay the activity having larger float. In case two or more activities require same amount of resources, so the activity with the minimum duration is chosen for the resource allocation. So in the both method of resource allocation, resources are shifted. In the resource smoothing, the duration is important. In the resource leveling, availability of the resource is important. Okay. So this is the difference between the resource smoothing and resource leveling. Next is objective of resource allocation. So first objective is to the completion of project on time and within the estimated cost. Second is resources are adequate and are being used all the times. And fourth is advanced knowledge of resources and their conflicts. And next is reduce the frequent variations in the resource requirement. Next is criteria for the resource allocation. So order or the criticality are the criteria, means which is having a lower float or more critical or higher priority. When two or more activities have a equal critical, allocate the resources to the activity which involves more quantum of work. And third, by chance, if there is a tie in this stage, the activity requiring larger crew size may be given more priority. This means the attempt is made to prepare a schedule of activities at an earlier start. So we perform these resource allocation using these steps. First is use time scale version of a network. Then the critical path shown along the horizontal line, and events are entered in the time scale version, either EST or LST. Now see this resource allocation with the example. So here's the figure. We have to consider that this network shows the resources and corresponding time. So in this network, we have to redraw this network, and we have to write down the values of T and T. Okay. So in that case, T0, then it is 7, T7, then 7 plus 8, it becomes 15. Okay. 15 plus 8, it becomes 26. No. Okay. There are various paths. तो कई सारे जब पाथ होते हैं तो उसके हिसाब से उसको लिखते हैं. Okay. So 15 plus 8, that becomes 28, and here 7 plus 7 becomes the 14, and here 7 plus 7 plus 12, that becomes the 26. Okay. So that we will select. Then 26 plus 9, 35. So highest value जो है यहाँ पे हम लोग लिखते हैं जब एक पॉइंट पे various paths, when there are various paths in a particular node. Now this is the EST scheduling, and here this one is the time scale version of a network. So what is the time scale version? In the time scale version, projects are represented on the time slot, or we can say in the graph. ये graph एक type का है, that is having from 0 to 40. So here the nodes or the events are represented on the particular node. So 1 is on the 0, event 2 is on the 7th day as here, 4 is on the 15th day as here. Okay. 3 is on the 14th day as here. 5th is on the 26th day, क्योंकि हाईएस्ट वैल्यू हमने लिखी है. ठीक है. इस वाले पाथ के हिसाब से ये 23 पे खत्म होना चाहिए था, और इस वाले पाथ के हिसाब से जो है ये 14 पे खत्म होना चाहिए था. पर जो हाईएस्ट वैल्यू है, वी विल draw the node at that point, so it is comes on 26th, and 6th is completed on the 35 days. So ये इसके हिसाब से ये लिखा हुआ है. Now come to the resources. अब पीछे के डायग्राम में रिसोर्सेज दिए हुए हैं यहाँ पे. ये है 12 resources, 12, 7, 8, 6, 8 and 9 and 6. Okay, ये इस नंबर ऑफ रिसोर्सेज दिए हैं. अब what you do, you will deploy 12 number of resources for 7 days. ठीक है, 12 नंबर ऑफ रिसोर्सेज 7 दिन के लिए आप लोगों ने डिप्लॉय किए. देन आफ्टर द 7 days these three activities are overlapping and total number of resources होंगे 12 plus 7 plus 8, so that becomes the 27. So what we do here, we check that कि activities किस level तक overlap हो रही हैं. So here we see that the activities are overlapping up to 14 days. 14 दिन तक activities overlap हो रही हैं. तो जब 14 days तक activities overlap हो रही हैं, so what we do, we will correspondingly deploy the 27 resources up to 14 days. ठीक है. After the 14 day activity 2-3 जो है वो complete हो जा रही है, और एक्टिविटी 2-5 मतलब 2-3 कंप्लीट हो गई है, 2-5 कंप्लीटली खत्म हो चुकी है एक्टिविटी, वहां पे कोई रिसोर्सेज की जरूरत नहीं है. सो व्हाट वी डू, और यहां पे हमको कितनी जरूरत है, यहां पे हमें जरूरत है मीन्स एक्टिविटी, ये वाली एक्टिविटी चालू हो रही है, मीन्स दिस इज फिनिश, दिस एक्टिविटी इज फिनिश. सो बिटवीन द 14 and 15 डेज, 14वें और 15वें दिन पे हमें एक्टिविटी 2-4 के लिए 12 रिसोर्सेज चाहिए और एक्टिविटी 3-5 के लिए 8 रिसोर्सेज चाहिए. ओके, means for activity 2-4 we require 12 resources, or for activity 3-5 we require 8 resources on 14 to 15 days, 14 से 15वें दिन के बीच में. सो 12 plus 8 it becomes 20 resources, मतलब एक दिन हम 20 resources ले आएंगे. ओके, सो आफ्टर 15 days activity 2-4 is also completed. अब 2-4 कंप्लीट हो गई, अब ओवरलैप कर रही है एक्टिविटीज हमारी 4-5 और 3-5. तो ये ओवरलैप किस एक्सटेंट तक कर रही हैं, अप टू 23 डेज, यहां पे ये खत्म हो जा रही है. सो 6 plus 8, 14 resources we will allocate on this day. Okay, and after 23 days only activity remains, that is 3-5. so for that we required 8 resources. so 8 resources यहाँ deploy कर दिए हमने. okay, now after 26 days all the previous activities are finished. so now what we required for activity 5-6, we required 6 number of resources, so we deploy 6 resources here. Okay, so this way resources are allocated on EST scheduling. Okay, is it clear to you, class? Class, please respond. Class, respond please. Abdul Aziz?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear to you?
No, sir.
Okay.
That once again, sir.
Huh?
Sir, once again repeated.
Okay. So this is the EST scheduling. EST scheduling में early start time, मतलब in the EST scheduling is basically early start time, and that means we have to start the activity as early as possible. Okay, means एक के बाद एक activity धड़ाधड़ जो है वो लगानी है. means you have to line up the activities without any delay, and based on that the resources allocated here. So this is the EST scheduling. Now come to the LST scheduling. So LST scheduling में लेट स्टार्ट शेड्यूलिंग होती है बेसिकली. Okay. So EST शेड्यूलिंग बेसिकली रिसोर्स स्मूथनिंग का एग्जांपल है कि हमें टाइम पे प्रोजेक्ट खत्म करना है. Here LST scheduling we will do the resource leveling. So LST मतलब as बिना प्रोजेक्ट डिले किए as late as possible. So in this network diagram we will find out the value of TL. So T आपको known था. In the previous diagram you have find out the value of T. Now that becomes the TL. So what you will do, you will deduct to find out the corresponding TLs. So for fifth it is 35 minus 9, so that becomes 26. Then 26 minus 12, that becomes 14. 14 minus 7, that becomes the 7. 7 becomes minus 7 is equal to 0. Similarly here 26 minus 8 becomes 18. 18 minus 8 becomes 7. No, that becomes 10. Okay, but वो तो हम लोग ले नहीं सकते. ठीक है. Now here 26 minus 7 becomes 19. तो यहाँ पे हमारे पास जो स्कोप आ रहा है दैट इज जो आ रहा है वो उसके हिसाब से हम लोग सेलेक्ट करेंगे. So again we have to draw the time scale version. So in the time scale version for activity 1 and 2 it will take 7 days. Then after that activity means इसको इस साइड से ड्रॉ करना शुरू करते हैं. Activity 6 and 5 will take 9 days, so 9 days here you will draw. Then after that activities 4 5 will take the 8 days, so you will draw like that. Then activity 4 and 2, that will take the 10 days, but मीन्स ये जब से करेंगे लेटेस्ट से करेंगे तो 10 डेज उसको मिल जाएंगे, बट हमें 10 डेज नहीं लगाने हैं, उसमें 8 डेज ही लगाने हैं. सो यू विल ड्रॉ लाइक दिस. सिमिलरली हियर it will activity 5 to 3. So here the means we have the availability of a 26 days. Okay, so we will not spend whole 26 days. We will only spend the 12 days. Sorry, 7 days. Okay. There is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 5 9 5. They are taking 9. And here 3 to 5. 3 to 5 it is 12 and this is 7. Okay, so in the LST scheduling what you do, you will schedule the means you will place the event from the end node. जो एरो साइड का नोड है उस साइड से इसको शेड्यूल करेंगे और एंड यू विल ड्रॉ ऑन द टाइम स्केल. सो हेयर you will see that there are 6 resources between this time. इसके लिए आपको ये वाले you have to consider this diagram. Okay.
LST में वहाँ पे 18 - 8 Q7 आया है, उसमें 18 - 8 to 10 आना चाहिए।
Yes.
यस सर।
That is mistake there. Okay.
ओके सर।
That is the mistake there. So what do you do? So means to write the number of resources, you have to you need this diagram of the resources. So what you do, you will adopt the 6 number of resources for this day. Here the activity 4, 5, 3, 5 and 2, 5 are overlapping. So 6 plus 8 plus 8. Okay, that becomes 22. And it is these 22 resources are applicable between 5 to 2. So up to 7 days you require these 22 resources, क्योंकि जो lowest available जो time था वो resources 2 और 5 के बीच में था. So up to this one you will apply that means you will deploy the 22 resources. Then after this, here the activity number that is 2, 4, 3, 5 and activity 2, 5 is sorry, activity 2, 5 is finished there. So only activity 2, 4 and 3, 5 is overlapping. So that is 12 plus 8. So here comes the 20 days, 20 resources. After this point, the activity 3 means event 3 finished there. So between event 3 and event 2, activity 2, 4 is overlapping and 2, 3 is only. So 12 plus 7, 19 days. So you will deploy the 19 resources up to event 2, and after that you will deploy the 12 resources. So in this diagram, there is in this diagram you have seen that LST scheduling or resource leveling is not a profitable thing. That's why, because here you do not require the resources, but you have deployed the 19 resources throughout this. Okay, मीन्स इसके बाद तो आपको 7 जब ये 12 प्लस 7 19 था, तो इस पॉइंट के बाद आपको जो है यहाँ पे केवल 7 रिसोर्सेज ही डिप्लॉय करने चाहिए थे, है ना. बिटवीन 7 to 10 you have only deployed 7 resources but deployed the 19 resources. So LST scheduling requires the means the time is not constrained. They only ensure that कि resources बने रहे हमारे पास में. Okay, so this is the resource leveling. So to complete the project on the time with the appropriate resources, the EST scheduling is much preferred as compared to the other one. Next is line of balance technique. So line of a balance is a planning and control technique for the repetitive nature of a work. And in this technique, the required resources for each stage or operations are found out, so that the subsequent stages of the activities are not interfered with and the target output can be achieved. So such type of the technique is applicable in case of a multi-story building or रो बंगलॉज. ओके, क्योंकि एक जैसा वर्क जो है इसमें होता है. The technique of line of balance can be used for assembling, selecting, interpreting and representing in a graphical form. The essential factor involved in the construction from the initial stage to the completion time, and this technique is highly effective in determining the areas of weakness and focusing on the time requiring immediate attention. This line of balance technique assumes that the rate of production for an activity is uniform In other words, the rate of production of an activity is linear. The line of balance, the time is usually plotted on the horizontal axis, and unit or stages of an activity on the vertical axis. So production rate of an activity is the slope of the production line and expressed in terms of unit per time. So the line of balance technique used man-hour estimate or optimum crew or gang size. The line of balance diagram can plotted once the man-hour estimate or optimum size of the crew can be determined by the planner based on his experience. So this is the diagram which shows the line of balance for a project. So here in this plot, two oblique and parallel line used in a line of balance technique denotes the start and finish time, and each activity in all the times in with the unit from start to last, and slope of the line is equal to the actual rate of output for the activities. A typical line of balance diagram shown in a figure, in this figure. This is for the housing. So here y-axis represent the number of houses. So these are the repeated activities. मतलब जो output देना है वो repeated form में दिया हुआ है. This is the time scale. So the housing, for the housing, this is divided in three parts: substructure, superstructure and finishing. So एक जब स्ट्रक्चर एक बिल्डिंग जब बनना शुरू होती है तो सब स्ट्रक्चर का एक पार्ट पूरा हो जाता है, तब दूसरा शुरू हो जाता है. So this is the way as the time passes, some part of the one is finished, another part of the second part of the house is started, then इसी तरीके से एक sequential order में बनता जाता है. So that is a repetitive nature of a line of balance method. So इसमें this is applicable for the repetitive nature. Means once you have to construct a colony or a multi-story building or a same type of flat in a multiple numbers, then line of the balance method is very appropriate. Once you find out key how much number of resources you required for this particular work, so you can easily find out कि कब ये हो जाएगा. And completion rate is one house every 5 days. So by using this one house can be constructed in a 5 days. So when how can we schedule with the line of the balance method? So the procedure is that we have to prepare a logical diagram. We estimate the man hour required to complete, and we choose the buffer time, and we calculate the required output, and we calculate the required output. We complete the line of balance schedule, and we examine that schedule and assess the possible alternative available for that to balance that one. Main advantages of line of balance method is that it provides the very detailed picture of with respective to any project, repetitive nature of project, and reduce the amount of the network planning, and because one network is used for the each type of the unit, and provide a simple and effective tool for programming and ordering the delivery of a material. By monitoring progress, early corrective actions can be taken. Okay, so this is the line of the balance method. So now all the topic related to the unit 2 are now finished, and I will upload this PPT in the download section, means file section. There, from there you can download